Hello, Scrufftards. Welcome to the War Zone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And, well, it appears as if Ukraine has done it again. Ukraine has invaded Russia once more. This would be the third time we had the Kursk invasion. They then entered into Russia north of Kharkiv, and now they have pushed in to Belgorod Oblast, just south of the Kursk incursion, and we'll see if that is part of something bigger or if it's just a smaller diversion. Who knows? But it appears as if Ukraine has once again invaded Russia. So that's what we're going to take a look at. And then we're going to take a look at Pokrovsk and Toretsk. And the first minute in a minute and a half, the audio is a bit low because I forgot to adjust the microphone setting. But after that first minute, we should be back on track with okay audio sound. So anyway, let's take a look. Yeah, Markovsk 73's map, Kursk, Ukraine falling back, Russia pushing in, they're down in Bazivka and taking POWs and what have you. And it all looks, like Ukraine is falling back and not knowing what to do. The thing is, though, if we move down south, just south of the original incursion, what the hell is happening down here? This is from the 18th, that is today. So is this is an artillery strike, this is tank hit, this is let's see here, Ukrainian Bradley hit by Vandal drone outside of Demidovka. So you can see here that Bradley was driving along Dragon Teeth. And here's something else. Yeah, here we go. Hitting the Bradley again, right next to Dragon Teeth. You're located outside of Demidovka. Sorry, I had the wrong volume setting there for the microphone. Sorry for that. Hopefully the sound is better now. Anyway, so yeah, what the hell is this? Is this something larger from Ukraine? Are they beginning a new incursion, or is this a diversion to draw Russian forces south? What is this? We'll have to wait and see. If this is something larger, trying to take Demidovka and what's this called? Grafovka, pushing in here. We'll have to wait and see. Chances are it's a diversion to draw Russian forces south away from this fight. But maybe Ukraine has fallen back here and are now pushing in here to force Russia to move troops this way and fight new battles instead of continuing a push into Sumy Oblast. Whatever case, interesting, and we'll see what comes of it. Beyond that, just jumping down to Pokrovsk again, just for the hell of it, because I think it's interesting to see here the push into Shevchenko and Uspennivka. We can clearly see here that Ukraine is going for Shevchenko and Uspennivka, and maybe the end goal is Toretsk. Ukraine can follow this road here, they can follow this road here, and if they reach Toretsk, as you can see with all the waterways in the area and with very few roads available, if Ukraine pulls this off, they surround and isolate all the Russians here at Kotlyne and Vovkove, Solone, and fighting at Peshane and so on. And pushing through Uspennivka and Novovasilivka provides problems for the Russians. Of course, if we zoom in, take a look. You have a lot of open farmland here. Russia doesn't have many approach points to help out in Uspennivka and Novovasilivka. Basically this way through this small valley and up these windbreaks, or coming in from here along the road here. Same thing if Russia, or if Ukraine reaches Novotroitsk, Russia has very few approach points to support this battle. And likewise, if Ukraine continues through Shevchenko, as you can see here, the terrain favors Ukraine's push from Shevchenko towards Novotroitsk. Difficult for Russia to support the fight here. You have the low ground, you have waterways with few bridges. If Ukraine begins to move through this area here, it's not that easy for Russia to support their forces trying to hold the wooded areas. So Ukraine, it's interesting. We'll see if they manage to pull something off coming through this way and coming down from Shevchenko towards Novotroitsk. But they are clearly applying pressure on the Russians here that are exposed. Ukraine already cut off much of the logistics by pushing into Peshan and making it troublesome for the Russians holding on in Kotlynia and elsewhere. And now we're seeing Ukraine applying more pressure to the flanks with a potential pincer move moving in through Shevchenko and Uspenivka, heading straight for Novotroitsk along two axes of assault. And just for the hell of it, why not keep using the 3D map here, because it's cool. Toretsk, zooming in, we can see Ukraine's latest advances here along around these slag heaps, these suburbs here, coming down through this wooded area. And what that creates is quite clearly, with the push through here, a pincer move again. They're almost connecting here in the middle of town, along these main streets, and that would isolate large pockets of Russians. We also know that Ukraine is pushing in here in the outskirts up in the north, and again another threat of a pincer move here. So Ukraine is quite clearly applying a lot of pressure here at Toretsk, and forcing Russia to allocate vast resources of manpower and equipment to hold their gains in this city here. But yeah, the battle for Toretsk is far from over, and the Vatniks may have celebrated a bit too early, thinking that they had taken Toretsk, because quite clearly Ukraine has some other ideas of when and how this battle is over. So yeah, that's it. Who knows what's going on in Kursk and Belgorod Oblast, but quite clearly Ukraine has once again invaded Russian territory. So we're gonna have to wait and see how extensive that operation is and what the point of it is in the end. But it's gonna attract attention from Russian forces more than likely. So we'll keep an eye on it. And until then, go på marsch, Ukraine, and give them hell.